All right, guys, I recently did a video that was like a quick start guide to the steak and eggs diet. And if you do everything that I say in that video, nothing more, nothing less, you will get great results from the steak and eggs diet. Now, I'm going to link it down in the description below, so make sure you watch that video if you haven't yet. However, although I covered everything there are always some other questions that come up. And since I see a lot of them being repeated, I just thought I'd cover them all in one video. Okay, in no particular order, some of the questions that I get about the steak and eggs diet. How many calories should I be eating? How much food should I be eating? When should I be eating? What my ratio of protein to fat should be? How much protein should I be getting in? How much fat should I be getting in? All of those questions, okay? Like I said in the other video, eat 3 meals a day if you're trying to build muscle. Eat 2 meals a day if your primary goal is to lose fat. However much or however little you eat of whatever foods you eat inside of those 2 or 3 meal times is fine, okay? As long as all you're eating are eggs and some type of meat, okay, or different types of meat, you can eat as much or as little as you want. So don't, try to get out of the mindset that you have to get a minimum of so many calories. You have to get a minimum of so much protein. Also, try to get out of your head that you have to have a certain amount of fat for a certain amount, like a certain ratio of fat to protein. Get that out of your head. Get out of your head that you're going to overeat. You need to be in a calorie deficiency. Okay, get all of that stuff out of your head and just eat what you feel like. Now, the way this works is, first of all, you're not drinking any calories, okay? And that's going to be the question I'm going to cover next. You're not drinking any calories. Okay, so it's really kind of hard to overeat if you're only eating 2 or 3 times a day and you're just eating fatty, protein-rich foods, okay? Like, you could easily drink a liter of soda, okay, and have 1 million empty calories of sugar. But since you're not drinking any calories and you're not taking any carbohydrates on this diet, like, how much bacon can you eat at one sitting? How much chicken can you eat at one sitting? How many hamburgers can you eat at one sitting, okay? So that's actually what keeps it down. Now, another thing is, like I said, you don't have to worry about under-eating either, because if you sit down to eat and you're not hungry, like maybe you just have some chicken because you don't feel like eating a fatty hamburger, okay, maybe you eat, like an egg or something instead of several eggs, then that's basically your body telling you, hey, you have a chance to eat, your body doesn't need it, it's because your body doesn't need that many calories, okay? So there will be times when you eat more. There will be times when you eat less. There will be times when you'll have chicken because you don't need the fat, you don't need the calories, you do need the protein. There will be times, when you'll just be eating like the fattiest meat or the most eggs you could possibly get because you need more calories, you need more fat. So like I said, just listen to your body, keep it down to the amount of meals that you're having, but do not force yourself to eat, okay, because you think you have to get a certain number of calories or protein or whatever in, and do not starve yourself either, okay? And like I said, day to day, depending upon your workouts, how active you are, how far along you are with the diet, how much body fat you have to burn, you will notice that your appetite will change, and therefore your intake of nutrients will also change. Now let's get on to the next thing. I just said that you're not going to be drinking any calories, okay? And that brings me on to the next question. A question I get asked quite a bit is, can I drink bulletproof coffee on the steak and eggs diet? For those who don't know, bulletproof coffee was created by the Bulletproof Executive. It's a guy who came up with a diet. Part of his diet is breakfast. You have his bulletproof coffee. That's coffee, like a high-quality coffee bean with butter and either MCT, medium chain triglyceride oil, or coconut oil, which is basically MCT oil, okay? And as you can imagine, it's a lot of calories of pure fat. As you can imagine, it's very filling. And the way he uses it is, instead of having a donut for breakfast, drink that. It will keep you satisfied. It will keep you filled with steady energy all day. Then later on, you have proper meals. like I said, you do not have to calorie count here. You do not have to worry about the ratios, because if all you eat is meat and eggs, you will usually average about, let's say, 65% calories from fat, 45 from protein. That's what most people usually, over the long run, fall into, the ratio, okay? If you were to go ahead and drink bulletproof coffee, which is basically pure fat, a lot of calories, no protein, it would completely change like the balance of nutrients that you're taking in. Now, it is true that you could drink bulletproof coffee on a ketogenic diet. It's high fat and it's low carb. There's nothing wrong with that. However, the steak and eggs diet / maximum definition diet / meat, eggs, and protein diet, okay, 3 names for the same thing. Those diets are low carb diets, but not all low carb diets are the steak and eggs diet. Okay, this is a special case, and like I said, it is built around the premise of just eating certain foods, not drinking any calories, and eating a certain number of times a day. So there's nothing wrong with bulletproof coffee, but if you're going to be on the steak and eggs diet, then stay on the steak and eggs diet. That means don't drink any bulletproof coffee, okay? The same thing goes for cheese. I was asked recently, can I eat so-and-so cheese? It's got so much carbohydrates in it, which of course wasn't a lot. On a standard keto diet, on a standard low-carb diet, there's nothing wrong with eating cheese. However, the fact of the matter is, if you're going on the, quote, steak and eggs diet, all you can eat is meat and eggs, okay? So what I'm saying is basically keto, fine if you're going on another kind of low-carb diet, but if you're doing steak and eggs, do not have anything except for meat or eggs, or eggs, okay, in 2 or 3 meals a day. That's it. Don't drink any calories. Don't add any cottage cheese in, any nuts. Don't add any bulletproof coffee. Don't add any cheese. Don't add anything else in except for those foods, and you will be fine on the steak and eggs diet. Being fine on the steak and eggs diet brings me up to the next question that I asked a lot. What about vitamins and minerals? If you don't have breakfast cereal or fruit juices or whatever, you're not going to be getting in your vitamins and minerals. Okay, that is simply not true. Look up, if you're very interested, look up the micronutrient information for beef. Micro being like vitamins and minerals, as opposed to the macronutrients like protein, fat, and carbs, where you have grams and grams and grams of them, okay? You will find out that meat, especially beef, is very high in vitamins and minerals. You will find out that eggs, especially the yolks, are very high in vitamins and minerals. So you do not need to eat anything but meat and eggs, and you will still have very good intake of micronutrients, okay? I suggest that people take vitamin C, multivitamin, fish oil tabs. I suggest people take them. I also suggest people on every other diet that I put them on to take those supplements. And I suggest somebody, if he were just to do the standard American diet or just eat ho-hos and drink beer and smoke pot all day, I suggest everybody takes them in, okay? So that has nothing to do with you being on a diet where you don't eat fruits and vegetables. It's basically just, hey, anybody on any diet should be taking in these supplements, according to me. However, that they aren't necessary, okay? As a matter of fact, Vince Gironda went on the steak and eggs diet, the meat, eggs, and water diet, whatever. The first time for 9 months straight, all he ate was 3/4 of a pound of steak and 3 large eggs twice a day. He says he felt great and didn't take any other supplements. So like I said, you do not have to worry about vitamins and minerals. You will be getting plenty of them in the beef and in the eggs you are eating. Okay. Let me see what else is the next question. Salt. Too much salt. Okay? No. One of the first things you're going to realize when you go on any kind of a low-carb diet is you are going to be getting dehydrated. You're going to have problems with your electrolytes because not eating carbs, it basically flushes out all of your electrolytes. Okay? One of which is sodium. As a matter of fact, I've spoken about this before, the so-called keto flu, okay, where you feel weak, you have headaches or whatever because you're not having any carbohydrates, I think that the keto flu is a myth. It's basically just the side effects of having not enough electrolytes in your system, okay? You drink water all day, but if you don't have enough sodium in your body, the water is going to pass through, so you'll be guzzling water, but you'll still be dehydrated, okay? So there's nothing wrong with eating a big plate of bacon on the meat, eggs, and water diet. There's nothing wrong with throwing a lot of salt on your food, your eggs, your beef, your steaks, whatever you cook, okay? And the reason is, just like I said, you'll eat as many calories, okay, as much fat, as much protein as you feel like, because your body will tell you what you need in the form of cravings. And the same thing here. If you crave salt, okay, on the steak and eggs diet, throw in some more salt, eat some bacon, whatever you need to do. Because if your body's telling you you need salt, it's because your body needs salt, okay? So get out of the idea that salt is bad for you, salt is going to kill you. And like I said, just go ahead and when your body needs it, then go ahead and take in some more. I personally don't use nearly as much salt, okay? When I started on this diet, I needed a lot of salt because my body was getting used to being without carbohydrates, okay? Right now, I throw salt on every once in a while, but I don't really pour it on because my body doesn't need it anymore. So like I said, if there's one thing that I could say about this diet is forget everything you know about you need fruits for vitamins, salt will kill you, you need to count your calories, you need a certain amount of protein every day. Forget all of that and just stick to the 2 or 3 meals, depending upon your goals, as much or as little of whatever you want. And that's actually the secret to it. Like I said, just that one sentence will get you excellent results on this diet. It's worked for a lot of other people, and it will certainly work for you as well.